The Great Ottoman Empire. As Sultan Abdülmecid took to the throne, he could feel that the world was his oyster. He reminisced of a previous emperor, Justinian, who was in a similar position to his not that long ago. But his ambition was not solely his. The smooth-brainers of the north, also called the Muscovites, lay to the north, a treacherous people seeking to gain as much land and power at the expense of others. Muscovite diplomats nominally supported the Ottoman Empire, but that had just as much irony as an Irish person saying drive safely. The Austrians were also to the north, but they were more preoccupied with a Nazi LARPer to the north, and were distanced from the map. The only serious diplomacy was with the Brandenburgers, as numerous diplomatic missions were sent between them. Finally, the biggest degenerate of them all, the Poles, King Jan Kazimierz, was believed to be the biggest mouth-breather of all the lands. He sought wealth, prestige, and power more than the Muscovites at others' expense. Thus, using his mouth-breather powers, he used the heretical Protestant Bible to summon Satan himself after a few quotes from that Bible. Shivering at the sight of a portal opening with Satan coming out, he gathered the 2 remaining brain cells he had left and told Satan of his woes. Satan would offer him a deal: the infectious and ultimate power of a silver tongue capable of influencing any other nation to helping him expand, but at the cost of him and all the souls of Poland would be taken for eternal damnation. Without hesitation, he took the offer, and the Polish soil erupted, becoming Satan's furnace. With this ultimate power, it would only be a matter of time before King Kazimierz would use his powers. Abdülmecid was giving a speech to plebeians over the victories the Anatolian Beyliks when he was rudely interrupted by a courtier who informed him that Poland had executed our diplomats that were en route to Brandenburg. They were preparing to declare war, but they had a secret weapon of bringing the Sunni Mamluk Sultanate to fight. Shocked, Abdülmecid fell to the ground, feeling a dark wave of madness passing through the lands. Not long after, Abdülmecid called upon his Sardars and ordered plans to quickly stop this invasion. In his brilliance, Abdülmecid decided the best course of action was to quickly face the infidel Mamluks and knock them out, then fully face the Polish menace. This plan, you could say, was truly ahead of its time and would be utilized by generals in the far, far future. Upon hearing of the Mamluk armies arriving into Anatolia, Abdülmecid rushed to meet them in battle. In preparation to face the infidel, the Sultan ordered all wine be dumped into a nearby river. This would be a battle of convictions. The armies met near a town called Isel, where the power of sheer faith, the 100,000 Ottoman Janissaries completely routed the Mamluks at a KD of 5-1. After a follow-up battle on the Mamluks, they suffered a further 50,000 losses, which forced the Mamluk Sultan to peace out. But the victory could not be celebrated for long. The Polish had rapidly advanced into Anatolia and the Balkans, sieging the city of Ankara and torching the civilian infrastructure, bringing the Polish plague to the populace. It was devastating. Gathering his equipment and men, Abdülmecid rushed to Anatolia, but Polish spies had already informed the armies of the encroaching roaches. Thus, in the following battles, Ottomans were forced to retreat to the capital, Constantinople. All seemed lost as the Poles were still making gains towards the capital. No men, no supplies, no hope. Upon hearing the news of Ankara falling and the slaughter of their people and the surrender of the Brandenburgers to the north, who fell to the Polish menace, Abdülmecid went into a deep depression. Abdülmecid reminisced of a previous Roman emperor, Constantine XI, who was not in a too dissimilar position from his. But as Abdülmecid was coping and seething, a courtier rushed into his room in the palace to inform him that the gunsmith Munir Ali had an urgent message. As Abdülmecid came down from the palace, he could only pray for good news. But as he approached the gates, a faint light emanating from the armory became clear. As the doors opened in full view, there it was, an Ottoman Grand Bombard, the Dardanelles gun. Munir Ali had mentioned something about military Tech 7, but it simply did not matter. He further stated that this was the only weapon to purge the hellish spawn of Polish armies. Abdülmecid embraced Munir Ali, honoring for his discovery. It finally became clear what Abdülmecid must do. He gained inspiration from his lineage that he must be the cockroach. Upon closer inspection of the canon, there was a quote of a previous people, the Roman, in Latin, et vincere, and he would conquer.